Welcome to Homestead Reptile. Today with me is this beautiful little cappuccino baby I hatched out here. This is him fired down. I'll show you a video of him fired up. But today, he's also one of my holdbacks. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my plans for the 2025 breeding season. So, if you haven't been living under a rock, you'll notice if you're on Morph Market that there's a lot of crested geckos. I'm seeing a lot more sales, people getting out of the hobby. These are normally people that bought a lot of geckos during the COVID period, and it's basically the market is correcting itself. But for right now, for 2025, I'm planning to probably not breed any crested geckos. And that's not necessarily because the market is down. That's also because I have another species that I'm super passionate about. And here's a clip of him fired up. So I love eastern garter snakes. And compared to the number of crested gecko breeders, there's not a ton of eastern garter snake breeders or garter snake breeders in general. And wanting to work with kind of they're not rarer, well, they're rarer than a crested gecko, kind of a niche species. It's interesting that there is so much more demand for a garter snake, especially eastern garter snakes compared to a crested gecko, especially since they're a native species. So this is my litter. Now they're split between two tanks. So the larger ones are in the first tank, tank 1, and the second group is in tank 2. So they're both in 10-gallon tanks. But baby crested geckos are not baby crested geckos. Well, baby crested geckos are less work than a group of baby garter snakes. So I like that they're social and you can pretty much keep them together. That's really nice. But preparing fresh food for them every day and cutting it into small pieces. And since I want to do a couple more pairings than just one, I'm going to have a lot more baby garter snakes. And it's just going to be easier for me to just focus on them, working with them, because unlike with crested geckos, which pretty much as they get older, they just calm down. Generally, you do have some psycho crested geckos, but they pretty much calm down. Same thing with garter snakes, but with garter snakes, you need to handle them a lot more. So if I took a baby and I just fed it and never touched it, it would be a lot more wild than a crested gecko. So every day, I handle these guys. I take them out, I look at them, I feed them, they know who I am. So I handle them to get them used to human contact, and I'll have other people handle them as well, and they're just becoming super, super tamed down. I haven't been musked on these. These guys don't musk on me. These guys don't bite me, so they're going to be perfect for someone who wants a beginner garter snake. They're well socialized. They're eating everything. The only thing I don't offer are rodents, so if you want to offer them rodents, you'd have to chop them up into fine pieces. But you can mix it in with a lot of the other foods I'm feeding them right now. So they're just doing really, really well. But again, like I said, there's so much more time and effort goes into caring and raising and rearing baby garter snakes than there is in crested geckos. And to me, garter snakes just have way more person. They have their individual personalities that shine through a lot more than crested geckos. I love my crested geckos. But garter snakes I think it's because they're a social species that you just see more like quirks around them and little things they do, and they're just curious. Like, you'll never see a crested gecko do this. Just like look directly into the camera, tongue flick. Well, they don't tongue flick, but just that curiosity. You can see it's a curious snake. It's not aggressive. It's curious, and this is my normal female that I'm going to be pairing up next year. So she's a nice, dark, normal eastern garter snake, and I'm going to pair her up to a nice, dark, male eastern garter snake, and we'll have a group of normal babies for people that just want pets and aren't going to have to spend a lot of money on, newer morphs that are coming out. But these are my normal guys, and I'll show you the male right here. Nice normal male. Now he has a little bit more yellow pigmentation, but that is also, he has the normal amount of it. He's just a nice normal male, nice big normal female that we'll be pairing up for next year. I also have, this is my special dude right here, Baja. So he is an oddball. He stands out. You can see him compared to this normal female. How just odd that coloration is. So whatever he has over time reduces black pigmentation. And I have some babies that were born that is also sharing this similar trait. reduction in black pigmentation. It's basically following along the steps as Baja. And this is that the female of that litter, she produced a enormous amount of babies, and there will be some babies available on October 4th that I'll be looking for some new homes. You'll be able to find them on Morph Market, on my Instagram, and you could message me on Facebook, but I would suggest mostly going through Instagram or Morph Market. But there's just so much I love about garter snakes. I like the social aspect. I like how curious they are. They are the poor man's Karibo. Most people don't have the room and don't want the smell of a Karibo. But you know what? You can have a garter snake, a social species that's small, can live in, enclosures that aren't super huge. You can do a huge enclosure and do a big colony of garter snakes. You can add plants, bioactive, ponds. You can do a lot with garter snakes. They're a beautiful display species that it's also easy to handle. And again, if this was interesting to you, like and subscribe. I am going to be posting a video in a month about the baby garter snakes and their progress, talking about this possible new genetic morph, weird little thing that's going on that I'm seeing in the offspring as well as Baja, and posting them for sale. And I'm going to try to basically get individual videos of each baby. I'm going to try. I'll do my best. There's a lot of babies. But if this was interesting, like and subscribe, and there will be some baby eastern garter snakes that will be up for new homes in about a month on October 4th. Again, like and subscribe and leave a comment.